Salute Knicks Nation. The streets are buzzing after this huge comeback win. The New York Knicks did it the hard way, but Knicks culture overcame the Heat culture at MSG in this NBA Cup tournament. We're going to chop it up as the Knicks pull off a heroic 21-point comeback win to win 198, and the streets are going to be buzzing all the way from MSG to all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest classic comeback signature Knicks wins that I've seen in my 30 plus year as a Knicks fan, man. Happy Thanksgiving, a late Thanksgiving gift to the chat. Salute Trini, Geraldine, Big Task, Buzzer. Let's break this thing down with the best chat in the biz. Knicks Nation, it's a good night. As Jalen Brunson's late heroics with Emanuel Quickley gave the Knicks the spark they needed, man. And we were really needing that spark. My word, man. Almost speechless, but yeah, got to compose myself, and no doubt Knicks Nation's going to soak this one up. The Knicks are now 9-6 on the season, and I will look ahead later in the show like we do after we're done chopping this thing up ad nauseum and giving out grades, including our heroes, and I will break down what's happening around the NBA. But what a way to start the weekend, the Thanksgiving long weekend. And what a signature performance, man. It was a third quarter of doom, and we really needed that spark. The Knicks clawed, they scratched. RJ Barrett got to the lane, started getting some buckets. The Heat took the foot off the gas, man. What happened to the Heat, man? Heat culture, what, tonight? They thought they had it in the bag. Maybe Kyle Lowry had a little too much turkey. Maybe Jimmy Butler relaxed. Jimmy did roll his ankle. We'll talk about his impact. Bam Adebayo was active as always, but he missed probably the biggest bunny of the game, man. Missing out on that big slam, man. But let's go Knicks. Bully Barrett really helped chip in late as well. I really like what RJ Barrett did. He's got some stones. But Emanuel Quickley really, for me, kick-started the run. We really needed it, fam. But it was the steals, the turnover here. You see Josh Hart running the break. To overcome 18 turnovers and win this one, that speaks to the lengths of this team. The no quit, no die, never say die attitude, right? And I got to admit, this one didn't look good for most of the third, as the New York Knicks dug themselves a huge hole. But we had to sit Randle a little bit late. He came in later in the game. But man, heroes were clear, man. It was Brunson, IQ, and Barrett. Hart really loved his hustle, chase down block as well. Really, you could say that could have maybe helped spark the run as well, fam. But let's shout out some comments before we dive into the box score and the stats, give out grades, man, while we're riding high and the emotions flowing, fam. Yep. Trini says Brunson and IQ and RJ were huge for us on offense and defense. Most definitely, man. We don't even get close to winning this one. They basically said, right, we have to step up, and we're going to be the reason that the Knicks take this one, man. Mike, appreciate you. Let's go. We're going to chop this thing up all night. We surveyed, says IQ, getting paid this off-season. In such a short sample of this season, man, he's growing as a player. I love when he doesn't hesitate, and it's exactly what we needed from IQ late, man. The fact that he just rose up and hit, it was, I think, at least 3 critical three-pointers late, fam, to help the Knicks claw their way back. And you don't just come back from a 21-point lead, just like that, fam. It was basically a team effort, play by play by play. But this was a huge block to help start the run that I spoke of. Isaiah Hartenstein, what do you guys think of this, man? Maybe one of the plays of the game, if not play of the game, right? And we're going to give out the game ball tonight, so let me know. Give out grades with me as long as we go, and you guys tell me who gets the game ball for you. If I'm going off what we surveyed said, IQ gets the game ball. Obviously, Brunson helped close the game late as well. Salute Will. Big task, Nick Pride. This one feels extra special. The fact that you just said Pride, man. We know the Heat-Knicks rivalry, and this is why we do this, to beat them on our home floor now. It's not going to avenge the playoff loss, but we're going to do that. Once we get back to the playoffs. But this one feels extra sweet, right after Thanksgiving, man. I might have some dessert saved in the refrigerator later, fam, and enjoy that. But yeah, everyone pour a drink for us and salute and enjoy. Mike says IQ really stepped up when Mitch had a tough game. iHeart, definitely, man. Can't wait to give out his grade. And Toby, what's good? Vaughn, big NYC. What's good? Big win. Yep. Vaughn says, I want to hear nothing about Brunson's defense anymore. The guys lay it all out there. Absolutely, man. The charges he takes, staying in front of his man. And, Kyle Lowry, to give him credit, was really one of the reasons the Heat, got out onto a big lead. Jimmy and Bam can't do it all by themselves, and they need guys to, role players to step up. Kevin Love went ice cold as well. But yeah, it was the Jimmy and Bam show, and their young fella, Jaime Jaquez, as well. So we'll continue rolling through these highlights, but man, is one of big RJ Barrett's big plays. That could have been an and one as well. And I actually did feel like the Heat got a couple of calls that went their way. We also, Dante DiVincenzo, he stepped up and got a big steal, and then stepped out of bounds, but he made some big plays as well. So if we rewind all the way back to the beginning, the Knicks led at halftime by a point. It was a classic arm wrestle, mud wrestle, whatever you want to call it, right? In the first half, the Knicks had many turnovers, too many to count, finished with 18, but Julius Randle had 5 of them, 4 in the first quarter, and he had 5 turnovers at the half, I believe. But Julius Randle started the game quite solid, 11 points and 6 rebounds, and it was the 5 turnovers at the half, right? Jalen Brunson was also solid. RJ Barrett and Quickley didn't start well, but they worked their way into the game late, fam, and helped us pip them at the post. But in terms of the first quarter and the first half, the Knicks were shooting quite solid, 50% from the field, and the Heat were shooting 41%. So, but that was going to all change, man. In the third quarter, the game flipped on a switch when the Miami Heat went on, which was a 19-0 run, right, and led at the end of the third, 71-87. Right, the Knicks dug themselves a 16-point hole. But even then, you kind of felt, 16 points, that's not game over. That's enough time, right? The Knicks were playing slow. They were turning it over, and they weren't getting enough offense, right? But what happened at the start of the fourth? Enter Emanuel Quickley, right? Got himself a 3-ball very, very early, cut it to 13. And suddenly you're thinking, man, okay, we can really work with this. And it was a slow grind. Dante DiVincenzo then got another big 3-ball as well. Cut it to 10. We're working our way back. In a huge run, we cut it to 6. Josh Richardson then hit a big 3, cutting it back to 9 with about 5 to play. And you kind of thought, oh man, the Knicks are going to have to make another quick run, real quick. But then lo and behold, RJ Barrett stepped in, got into the paint, got a nice push shot, got it back to 7. Then Jalen Brunson, the Jalen Brunson show went to work, got Jaquez into trouble, pump faking, and he was devastating with Jalen Brunson. Whenever you need quick offense, Jalen Brunson provides it because he can get fouled and he can do many things, But the 3 balls from Quickley, from Dante were huge. I like what Josh Hart did late as well, fam, rebounding. And it was just a classic performance, fam, and I can't wait to chop it up, give out grades, continue to shout out the chat with everyone. You guys let me know who's your game ball. But what a still image coming right through from the Knicks account there. JB Eastern Conference Player of the Week, rising up above the neophyte and above Jimmy Buckets. Fam. NYC wants to give Randle an F plus tonight. Yeah, we'll get to Randle. Yeah, and we'll shout out your grade. Salute 19 Com Man. What's good? Everyone else coming through the building. Appreciate your support. Smash that like button. The streets are buzzing. And we're going to give out grades and a shout out to Replay Squad. No doubt about it. But yeah, the New York Knicks won defensively, in my opinion. Yes, you needed to, find some quick offense late. But really, we were getting stops. And that was the most important thing, fam. The hustle from Hartenstein, getting that chase down block, putting the clamps on Jimmy, on Bam, and Kyle as well, man. Hang that picture in the Louvre, man. IQ there. Clutch coming up huge, man. And this was the big mid-range to put the Knicks up. I believe it was up 3. We're up 1 at this point, and we really needed this play, man. He went to work on Yarquez right there, man. But this is going to be fun, shouting our heroes out all night. But yeah, Jalen Brunson, like I said, Eastern Conference Player of the Week, playing like an all-star. And let's dive into the stats, ladies and gentlemen, for the game. And then we're about to give out grades. The Heat were playing at a really slow pace coming into this game. And we really let them get, cheap buckets in the third. Fast break points did go in their favour, 18-16 narrowly. Second chance points, we had to overcome that. We were 5 to the Heat 8. And our points in the paint, though, Tom Thibodeau style came up trumps tonight with 54 points in the paint to the Miami Heat's 40 as well. And that was the credit, to the guys, not settling. We weren't settling for the jumpers, fam. We were really getting into the teeth of the D, and frustrating them, fam. This feels great, man. 19 Con Man. Yeah, it's actually 2:40 in the afternoon, and I'm enjoying this and definitely going to have a great night. Salute Knicks Nation wherever you're at, as well. Orange and blue. It's what we do, right? But of course the turnovers, fam. 18-11, right? We actually would have won this game comfortably if you think about it. If we had just not turned the ball over as much. And we're definitely going to give Julius Randle and the rest of their crew their grades appropriately for the turnovers and what else they did. But like I said, we didn't shoot well from 3, 34%, but it was better than the Heat. They've really lost something with Max Strus and Gabe Vincent out. Did you guys notice, every time they needed that 3 to stem the flow, they just couldn't find it? I'm talking about the Heat. Love came up empty. Richardson did a few things, but Yarquez couldn't buy a bucket. So that's the knock on the neophyte. But the Knicks got 2 blocks. A critical one was Quickley blocking the Kyle Lowry shot as well. And that's what I mean, man. We won this thing on the defensive side, fam. So what else stood out to you guys? Obviously Butler with his 23 points, but Brunson trumped that with his 24. Bam Adebayo had the miss of the night, the big slam. At least it was contested by iHeart. Maybe that was enough to throw him off, fam. Randle with 8 boards, and Yarquez 4 assists. Randle with 7, and that was the players' stats. We're about to pull up the box score, but the ball movement. Look, it was an arm wrestle tonight. Really, both teams didn't have more than 21 assists. The defense ratcheted it up late, and a signature Tom Thibodeau New York Knicks 90s throwback win, fam. And the 66% at the line to the 95% the Heat, right? We really could have sealed this one earlier, fam, with better free throw shooting, man. But you see RJ Barrett now, we're about to give out grades, fam. And we'll start with the person who gets the game ball. But RJ Barrett, interesting, was in the plus. Julius was the -8. Mitch was -17, got into some foul trouble early. Quentin Grimes, a -20, man. But Emanuel Quickley, right? Can't give it away, but we have to start with IQ right now. IQ, a whopping team high plus 22, right? With 20 points, came on, gave us a huge spark. Was our 8 of 17 and 4 of 8 from the field, fam. 50% from 3. Those huge 4 threes is what broke the back of the Miami Heat. He went 2 of 3 from the line. Got us 4 boards, an assist, a steal, 3 turnovers. 4 boards, 2 assists, and a block, 2 turnovers, 20 points. IQ, fam, you get the game ball, son. But firstly, your grade, A+ for Emanuel Quickley, right? Helped change the game. Didn't have a perfect game, obviously, but sometimes you don't need a perfect game to get an A+, man. You gave the Knicks the spark when we were in bad need. We were in dire need of that spark, and Quickley showed up big time, man. Provided the offense that we needed to get back in the game. And with that, fam, you get the game ball, son. You also get the game ball. Emanuel Quickley, stand up. I appreciate you, and I definitely looking like you're going to get paid, man. Doing big things, fam. What do you guys give for IQ? Do you think A+ is appropriate? Let us know. I think it's a case of a guy who, showed up late in a game, and for me, you earn extra bonus points, fam. Huge bonus points for stepping up late, because that's go time, and on a night where Randle didn't really have it going, and also even Brunson throughout the first few quarters wasn't playing that great. So, but stepping up big time. Emanuel Quickley gets his game ball and an A+. Now, Quick didn't even get to the line, so usually he's devastating at the line, but didn't need to, man. He put up quick points, big time. Geraldine, salute. Vaughn, A+, agrees. Salute to die for. Says IQ was our captain. Save, yep. Captain save, yep, tonight, in my humble opinion. Big time, man. Big time performance from IQ. And we really need him, in big time games. This was a big time moment. National TV. It was NBA Cup. And we're going to talk about that later in the show. The standings now. Could the New York Knicks head to Vegas? And we'll talk about that, fam. But I also want to now move on to RJ Barrett, right? RJ Barrett's performance was a little under the radar, but also a guy who showed up really late as well. He was 7 of 14, 50% from the field was Star J, went 1 of 5 from 3, made all 3 of his free throws. Salute, I love that. 7 boards, an assist, 18 points, and a +9 for RJ Barrett. And I mentioned, quite a few of those buckets came late. Was aggressive getting to the line, and was rebounding. 7 rebounds, was solid at the wing spot, and was just in the right moments, really. Didn't get the assists up, but really no one else was really hitting the shots, early in the game. But again, 34 minutes, Barrett came on late, and when he shoots 50% from the field, I can salute to that as well. So with that said, fam, I'm going to give RJ Barrett's grade right now. And he gets a B+ for me, RJ Barrett. Trini agrees. B+ for RJ because his defense was great. Salute. Not just providing offense, but giving us the full package as well. He's going up against Jimmy. He's going up against some physical guys, and I really feel like our defense was great. Like, we barely missed, some assignments. Yes, they did miss shots, but we were really physical, and we were really buckling down, which we needed to. That third quarter was embarrassing, quite frankly, but basically we lowered the Heat's colours tonight. We flipped the tables on them. They couldn't find a bucket. The water was flowing for them, but we turned the water off, right? Stone cold on them, and we came home in a flurry as well. So, yeah, really love RJ Barrett's season so far. Aside from Mitch, he's been the most consistent player. Brunson's coming fast, but also Barrett did miss a couple of games. So, we have to take that into account, fam. Yeah. So salute. Yeah, we're going to give Quentin Grimes his grade. Salute almighty. But yeah, really proud of RJ Barrett stepping up in big games like this. And he's a big part of this core. And, his ability to take over games late as well is big. But his defense has really impressed me this year as well. So, yeah, we move along. We're going to hit on Brunson. And we're going to hit on Randle next. But yeah, IQ took the game ball. A+ for me tonight. As Jalen Brunson devastated late. Right. JB, clutch. Let's get that clutch shot up. And Jalen Brunson, step on up to the podium, fam. You had a big time performance late. Right. Battling adversity like he always does. Gets fouled. They were trapping him. They were doing everything early, pressing full court, trying to take the ball out of his hands. And I think we adjusted. We adjusted well late with IQ as the ball handler and a Brunson playing off ball. He was a whopping 10 of 16 from the field, 62%. 1 of 4 from deep, 3 of 5 from the line. Got to the line 5 times, was a huge and one. But then he also did miss he split. And then 3 boards, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 24 points. And he actually finished in a -6. Obviously because the third quarter. Fam, so came on late, had some struggles early, but yeah, this is the Miami Heat defense, fam. So taking all of that into consideration, fam, Jalen Brunson, he'll get an A for me tonight. Came on late, did what he needed to do, 24 points, was in the minus. Didn't have it going with the assists, and but big time buckets late, fam. So IQ might be he's going to be the lone A+ tonight, but Brunson finishes with the A, fam. Vaughn gives Brunson an A. Yep, appreciate you. Trini says B+. Yep. On that. Smoking the Heat pack, almighty. Salute Knicks Nation. Yep. Pour a glass tonight, fam. This one didn't, this was an arm wrestle early and, coming off the 3-day break and also coming off Thanksgiving, I was about to get ready to, set up for the show and come on and say, we put this one in the trash and we move on. But the Knicks didn't have, they had other plans. They didn't want to give up national TV. And the Heat didn't get it really above 20. So the Knicks hung in there. But, the heroes of Brunson and IQ and Barrett are for me tonight, fam. Came on late. Now, we're about to hit on the other 2 starters. Julius Randle, right, had a very polarizing had a polarizing game, really. Sat. And then in the early in the fourth, he allowed some extra floor spacing, I feel. But also, yeah, Randle was a bit out of sorts with the turnovers, right? So we pull up Randle, step on up to the podium. Juju tonight. Let's look at his numbers, fam. Juju was 5 of 12, 1 of 4 from deep. Got to the line twice, hit both free throws. 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 6 turnovers, 13 points, and a -8. Now, thankfully, it's not Randle's record for turnovers. That's 8. And Randle finished with 6 turnovers. 5 of them were in the first half. But, we've seen big turnover games from Randle. But for me, the disappointing thing was the third quarter, really. more so defensively and offensively, we didn't get good offense at all. It was a disgusting third quarter. It's not just to blame on Randle, but he was a guy who, just wasn't able to do much. They were doubling. He wasn't able to make good decisions. Was lackadaisical as well, and the offense was stalling. And Tom Thibodeau didn't help matters with floor spacing. He didn't get Quickley in there. He didn't try to make an adjustment. And we're going to give Tibbs his grade as well, but he does a lot of things. He rebounds. I love the 7 assists as well. 5 of 12. It's not horrible, but 13 points. Quieter night, but the turnovers really negated most of these assists. Really, 6 turnovers to 7 assists, fam. So what do you guys think? Right, I'm open to hearing your thoughts before I give my grade. So Trini says a D for Randle. Too much ISO and turnovers, fam. Yeah, look, like I said, man, the turnovers did negate the assists. 13 points as well. He definitely gets a pass for me, but it's not going to be a good grade, fam. So with that said, I'm going to give Randle... I mean, we won the game, but I can't let that cloud the grade for me tonight. 6 turnovers. It's tough. And I think I'll give Randle a C for tonight. Yeah, it's got to be a C for that. Third quarter, disappointing overall from the team. But yeah, Randle's first half had 5 turnovers as well. So Randle gets a C. And Randle does need to, just move the ball. When be that decoy. I think when the opportunity to score ain't there, he needs to recognize it early and not force it, which is usually when a lot of these turnovers come, fam. So yeah, with that said, man, I think Juju is he rebounds well, still a huge part of the starting unit. And normally, if he slumps, we slump. If he's doing well, we do well. But fortunately, we got other guys off the bench that can come in and step up, right? Big team effort. 19 says Randle was trash. And Michael says Randle D+. Brunson and IQ both the A+. Salute. Yep, we gave Quick the game ball. Fair, most def. But yeah, we got closers, fam. This is what we actually talked about in preseason and Knicks Nation about, having depth. And it's always next man up. And I'm actually happy that Tom Thibodeau kept him on the bench. What do you guys think about that? As we give Tibbs his grade tonight, do you factor in that he kept Randle on the pine late until I think it was like the 3rd minute to go, 4 minutes to go. He brought Randle back, right? So that's very, very interesting. But I'm happy with that move that Tom Thibodeau did and switched it up. Now, Quentin Grimes, fam, the next starter. Quentin Grimes had another quiet night. 1 of 4 and 1 of 3 from deep. Didn't get to the line, was passive, drove a couple of times, but then passed it back out. Now, Quentin Grimes is definitely looking like it's all in his head. That we know the abilities of Q Dot, and I think it's a situation where he did a lot of work in the preseason, in the off season, and it's all kind of weighing on him right now. I feel like he's just got to get back to basics, catching and shooting, driving, and being a little more aggressive at the rim. Try to put a little more pressure at the rim. 3 points was a team worst, -20, and that's significant. Our best defender was our worst performing Nick in the plus-minus, in a -20 from Quentin Grimes. Only 3 points. Had a donut last game, guys. We've got to factor that into consideration. Huge win, but yeah, defensively, Grimes wasn't good in this game either. That third quarter, he was part of that squad that really dug a huge hole. Like I said, the biggest thing is just he's looking a little too passive right? I want Quentin Grimes to make quick decisions, be more aggressive, and be more confident, fam. Yep, 19, lapping it up. Toby, salute. Yep, coach did a fantastic job adjusting. I like the adjustment. Trini says B minus from Grimes. Appreciate you. That might be a little. From me, a grade that's kind. Yep, that might be a bit kind for me. Now I'm going to give Q dot also a C. Now this is for their role. I know people might say you gave Randle a C. He did a lot more. Randle did a lot more than Quentin Grimes. So, in fact, with that said, maybe I might even be a little too kind for Q dot. Let me change this grade, fam. Right. I'm going to give Q dot a D plus. Actually, I think that's fair, fam. Defensively struggling, offensively struggling as well, and a team worst minus 20. So, but he's young. Quentin Grimes, right? He's still the starting wing. I want to keep him there for the minute, but I'm really going to look at it. We'll top it up after 20 games, fam, and then we'll talk about it more. I want to see a little bit more adjustment from Grimes, but the Heat defense is legit. They definitely take away what we like to do. Remember, we saw this team, like 6 times in the playoffs, so they can adjust, fam. Michael says turn the game off, fam. Man, I don't blame you in the third, but hey, appreciate you here anyway. We're celebrating. Let's lap this thing up and shout our heroes out. Vaughn says C plus for Q dot. Michael also a C plus as well. A lot of people want to make that change up. Are you guys also fine keeping Grimes in that starting spot for now? For now, and I will see. Right, moving ahead. But appreciate you for all rocking out. Replay squad, salute. Orange and blue, it's what we do. Live chat buzzing right now. Smashing that like button. And if you're enjoying the content, definitely appreciate you if you give it a big thumbs up, fam. And I'll continue along, giving out grades, shouting people out. Here on the streets are buzzing. CT on the solo. EJ's on his grind, but he'll be back soon. And I'm wishing everyone, happy Thanksgiving. Many blessings to everyone, Knicks Nation, on a night like this. And celebrating with your family as well. We salute to everyone, Knicks Nation. And let's continue shouting out these New York Knicks. Now, we've given out the starting units, all their grades, and as well as Emanuel Quickley took the game ball, right? But it was the hustle of some other guys off the bench that helped pull off this epic comeback win. Donte DiVincenzo, ladies and gents, 16 minutes from Donte tonight. He was 1 of 4 and 1 of 2 from deep, including a huge 3-pointer that almost blew the roof off MSG. Donte got to the line, 2 of 3, 66%, 4 boards, an assist, 1 steal, and 3 turnovers, 5 points from Donte, but was a +7. Obviously, he only played 16 minutes, but I really like Donte DiVincenzo's ball movement, moving off ball, the ability to cut, the ability to get into passing lanes, and be disruptive. And I think that's exactly what Quentin Grimes provides, but I guess Donte DiVincenzo is a bit more aggressive. He's more of an inexperienced player. He's won college titles. He's played on championship teams. And I think Donte's experience is huge for this, fam. What do you guys think about Donte bringing that experience with this team? Huge steal. Unfortunately, stepped out of bounds. But I think as the season goes along, I think we're going to see even more from Donte. Really, I think the best is yet to come. I won't be surprised if he finds himself closing games out and also starting at some point. Now, he didn't explode in the stats tonight and the scoring, but let's give Dante his grade for tonight, fam. So he'll get a solid B for me tonight. Dante DiVincenzo, the big ragu, fam. What do you guys give Dante? Ability to make big plays late and hit a big three, for me, gets him that B, fam. Yep. A B for buzzing and a B for balling, as the New York Knicks balled out over the Heat late to stomp them into the ground. Oh man, what an epic comeback win. 198. The score even had to be a classic 90s score as well, as both sides crapped the bed. One in the third quarter, and then the Heat crapped the bed in the fourth. Maybe it was the 3-day layoff and all the food that made this these players sort of fall late. But the Knicks shook off the rust before the Heat did, right? And we took the game ball, fam. Yeah, Michael says poor little Jimmy Buckets coming up small late. I'm happy for Bam to come up small. You know, we were frustrated after the playoff series, and Bam. You know, we know how many illegal screens that man set. He even tried to hurt Jalen Brunson. And what does he get for that, fam? He gets a big fat miss dunk, right? So that Heat Nation can get on him now. So, oh man. Yeah, the New York Knicks tightened the screws and produced late, right, to get the big win. So, you know, a couple of really good games from Dante in a row. I think when he gets more opportunity, and like I said, as the season goes along, he's going to be even more of an X factor for this team. I no longer have RJ Barrett as an X factor because he's big three for this team. Then I had Quentin Grimes as our X factor, but for me, as the season's going along, it could be Dante DiVincenzo, fam, as the X factor, and another mini X factor, a guy who just embodies what it is to be a New York Knick with his hustle. Man, step on up to the podium. We're about to give out your grade for tonight. You had arguably the play of the night in a chase down block that embodied what the Knicks did tonight, which is not give up. You know, not give up against any odd, no matter what the scoreboard said, right? A player that didn't just hang their head, but he hustled back on defense, fam. It was big time. And he had 1 of 3, and no 3 ball, didn't get to the line, but 5 boards, 1 of them offensive. Had 4 assists. Had 1 assist, 2 steals, a block, and a turnover. 3 fouls, 2 points from my heart. On a night where, you know, the stats don't even show anything, half the story from my heart, right? The 2 steals were huge, and the block, right? I won't be surprised if they all resulted in points. Basically, the Knicks were scoring off turnovers, and we were getting out on the break, right? So a plus 18 as well in his 27 minutes. So for that, Isaiah Hartenstein, you're going to get a B as well. iHeart stepping up. Love his hustle, love his energy. But I did tweet this out, man. I love iHeart in the pinch post. When he's able to find guys cutting back door. He found Josh Hart for a nice cutting layup. He found Brunson early as well. So I think that should be a look Tom Thibodeau goes to in the pinch post. iHeart up there. Not only is it going to pull, you know, like a Brook Lopez or a Bam Adebayo out of the paint, if you can only start shooting, you know, 1 of 2 from 3, start drilling that 3 ball a little bit. I know he's not shooting it, but just another reason to pull the big man out, as well as his playmaking. Isaiah Hartenstein's a huge piece for us. I really hope we keep him after this season, and we lock him up to another contract. $8 million, you know, he comes in, played 27 minutes tonight. You know, you need players all switched on to beat the Miami Heat. Guys who can help defend, guys who can hustle back. and guys who can actually play make as well. Now, Ihart's never been that scorer for us, but he makes plays. He does a lot of plays, fam. So, what do you guys give an Ihart? For me, it's a B. Yeah, he really is stepping up. To Die For says, the X is Chenzo. No doubt about it. I think he's really found his feet now with the team. And the three-point shooting is exactly why we paid him, man. I love the dribble drive as well. B+, Michael says, for the comeback effort. Now, Michael gives Josh Hart the A-. We're about to hit on Josh, right? The final player in the rotation tonight. Stepping up big. Deuce McBride did not get any burn, right? The Knicks did rock with the 9-man rotation again, which was kind of what we expected, coming out of a 3-day layoff. So the Knicks were fresh tonight. Unfortunately, the third quarter. But you know what? It just wrote the story tonight. We don't achieve this classic comeback win without the third quarter of doom, unfortunately. Fortunately, but the Heat probably took that as a chance where they took the foot off the gas, But I love what Hart's doing lately, 25 minutes, was 4 of 7, 57%, efficient, 1 of 3 from deep. I'll take it. Hit his 1 free throw, gave us 7 defensive, 8 total boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, only 1 turnover, 10 points, was a +5. He also had a critical and 1 play when he wasn't one of the Knicks that was scared to actually drive, and he got Kevin Love into foul trouble, got him in a blocking foul. I love what Hart did in that situation. You just needed a game-breaking kind of play, and that's what Josh provides for us, fam. So I feel like Josh Hart, again, is that plug-it guy, the glue guy, but you don't want him shooting a lot of shots. But what he does is he cuts well, and like I said, Hartenstein found him. He hardly turns the ball over. He rebounds and he pushes the break in a big game, and it might sound like not much, but in big games you need players that are assured with the ball. Hence why we gave Grimes and Randle's grades, etc. And we're always talking about taking care of the ball. So, with that said, man, Josh Hart, he'll get another B for me tonight. The hustle, the energy, he's just kind of that guy that racks up the Bs for the season. The fact is tonight he hit 1 3, which was critical in the corner, and he was efficient. He's rarely inefficient from the field. 4 of 7. So that's the New York Knicks story tonight. Now we're about to hit on Tom Thibodeau, and shout out the chat again and look at the road ahead, and look at what's happening around the league today. But the New York Knicks won this one on defense, holding the Miami Heat to 98, under 100 again. So we are the best in the league coming in an opponent's points per game. And we're staying true to our identity, baby, right now. We're also a team that has been limiting turnovers, though. Tonight, we turned the ball over 18 times. But I think the Heat's defense was a big part of that. Now, Coach Tom Tibbs, right, got a lot of flack after the playoffs last year, outcoached by Spo. Now, tonight, I don't think Tibbs had an amazing game. He did challenge a call at the right time. I always give him props when the coach challenges the right call. I thought that was a little unlucky. I thought the first challenge with the Josh Hart, he got chicken winged, basically by Jimmy. That was rough to not get that call. So he did that. He didn't really make that adjustment in the third, but he did call a couple of timeouts when we really needed that. It just didn't work. Just didn't really make any changes to the lineup. He could have brought Quickley on earlier. So that goes against Tibbs. He also sat Randle. in the fourth, most of the fourth until late, when not just because of Randle was down tonight, but the unit out there was clicking. So Tom Thibodeau, I like the fact that he let that lineup cook, without making a shake up, let it ride, let it play out. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of Tibbs' game overall? I mean, I'm in a good mood, we got the win. So Coach Tibbs, given the fact that we lost to the Heat in the playoffs and we're able to get one on the Heat now for the NBA Cup, Coach Tom Thibodeau, you get a B+ for me tonight. It was the adjustment at the end that did it. Really, the adjustment helped us really pull this one out by keeping that unit on the floor, and helping us continue to get the scoreboard ticking up. And it was a late furious comeback because we were still down like 9 with 5 to play, so we had work to do. Yeah, I see you chat. To Die For says that's our best comeback of the young season thus far, and it builds extreme character of our squad, with character in highlight in capitals. Yeah, most def. I think you could basically already hear the storylines and the headlines after the third quarter. But like I said, when Quickley hit that big 3 early to cut it to 13, you kind of thought, hey, the Heat aren't finished yet. They haven't stomped on us. They haven't, put in the final blow. What happened is that, the energy, the belief kicked in, and it helps when IQ starts hitting big threes, fam. Yep, he wasn't hesitating. So I really feel like, IQ could have come in earlier in the third, but then Tibbs did let it rock late, right? Salute Mega and replay squad. The streets tonight are blazing tonight. Porous one. And like I said, man, happy Thanksgiving again to everyone out here, and continue this fun season, man, this ride that we're on. Evan Fournier didn't play. I think he's still recovering from an ankle soreness. Deuce didn't get in. Those guys have been, Deuce has been getting some action in Westchester, and also Jacob Toppin had a huge 37-point performance, fam, for Westchester as well. So Jalen Brunson, we salute him again, and IQ got the A+. Game ball, Brunson got the A. Now he's Eastern Conference Player of the Week right now, and he's buzzing. Slow start to the year, but we need performances like this to beat the Miami Heats of the world, the Bucks, the Phillies, and the Celtics, who lost today, fam. But also Emanuel Quickley, is the reason why Knicks Nation wants to pay the man, and wants to, see him as part of this squad long term, picking us up whenever we need it, right? So we're 3 games over 500, fam. That was fun giving out the grades, and we look ahead. What I'm hearing is Kevin Durant is he's doubtful, questionable for the Phoenix game. He has a late foot soreness the other night, and he's really, touch and go. So the Phoenix Suns have had some early struggles, and I said last show, if we can beat the Heat and we pull off another big home win against Phoenix, then we're starting to really cook with Charlotte in the NBA Cup group conclusion, and then Detroit, fam. So we're 9-6 on the season. And this was a huge win. This was a 2-game swing tonight. No doubt about it. It was a 2-game swing. What's good, Mike? Salute. NYC ball. If Jimmy would have hit that shot, ESPN would have been riding his coattail all night. Yeah, legit, man. But yeah, he was cold. Also the ankle, and it was well contested. Fam. Yeah, To Die For says we can't lose IQ. Nuff said no matter what. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Homegrown. Talk about the Knicks players that were drafted. Barrett stepping up, and also Quick tonight. And then obviously some savvy signings with iHeart, with Josh and with DiVincenzo. Man, but yeah, I'm going to say, play of the game for me, iHeart. I'll give it to that chase down block. I also want to hear your thoughts. Was there any other candidates for play of the game for you? From a New York Knicks perspective, what play are you most going to remember tonight's win by? To me, I'm thinking we're down deep in the third. iHeart's hustling back. Also, Brunson's step back right now on screen, right on the rookie. They had the rookie guarding him, right? That's how much trust they had right now. So, we're about to look around the league right now, and we'll see where the standings are for the New York Knicks and this NBA Cup. Right, so here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the Celtics coming in at 12-4 on the season. They had a big loss, Orlando Magic, all the way up to second. They're 11-5 now, above the Bucks at 10-5 in third. Sixers also tied in third at 10-5, along with the Miami Heat. Now, it doesn't look like this thing's refreshed, so let me get this refresh on, fam. Yep. That's better. So, right now we move to 9-6 in sole 6th spot. Actually, no, the Pacers are 9-6 as well. So the East is no joke, as we know. Yeah, it's so tight right now. But we're above the Cavs, we're above the Hawks, we're above the Pacers on a differential, and we're chasing the Heat right now. Just one win, half a game behind the Heat for 5th. So this game was so huge tonight. Really, this was a huge swing. Think about it. The Heat would have gone 11-5 tonight, and we would have gone 8-7. Yep. So huge swing, double game points tonight. The Knicks handled their business, and we're coming now. And as the chat said tonight, a big momentum swing, and I think we're going to ride this now into this stretch, guys. Coming up, I'm feeling good against Phoenix. Why not? We can beat anyone. Charlotte and Detroit after that, as we head into December now, and then Christmas. But if we look at this in-season tournament now, fam, as we get this thing rolling, the New York Knicks move into 2nd spot on this NBA Cup. Right, it was a 2-point win, and we were a plus 16 in differential, so we're plus 18 now, which is big time. 2-1, and we're in the box seat for that wild card spot now. All we have to do is put the beat down on Charlotte, fam, and we're about to look at the other teams in second position on their groups for the wild card spot. Could we be heading to Vegas, ladies and gentlemen? Every player on the New York Knicks will earn themselves $50K if the Knicks can just get through to the next round, and then $100K, and then $200K, fam, if they can win the final. $500K, fam. So $500K if we can win the final for this squad, fam. I know the Deuce McBrides, the Grimeses, and those guys, right? The Mitches are definitely going to be wanting that extra payday, fam. So here we have it. The Eastern Conference NBA Cup standings right now. We are in the box seat, ladies and gentlemen, in the 4th spot, ready to take that wild card now. Plus 18, and the Heat are 5th. The next up, we're 7 points above them, and we're about to play the Charlotte Hornets. We know we can hopefully run the score up on them big time, and then the Nets at plus 8. as well. So, provided no one has a bigger, a much bigger win than us, right? The Heat will obviously have one more game, and I think they're going to play the Wizards. They're going to play the Bucks, or they're going to play the Wizards, I think. So, and then the Nets, obviously they're +8, they're 10 off of us, so they'll need to have an epic win to pass us, and then the Cavs as well. So, what do you guys think? With a big win against Charlotte, what do you guys think? Are we heading to Vegas, baby? We gave IQ the A+, fam. Definitely. A+++ for our guy. Quick game ball tonight. And he helped the spark. Helped the New York Knicks get this epic classic comeback win. A win that we'll never forget, basically. Yes, it doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of the regular season landscape, but it was a huge swing in terms of the standings. And maybe if we end up moving on to this NBA Cup, who knows? But this is just another added layer. I've given my thoughts on the NBA Cup. It's a thing that I think is a nice addition, but if we win it or we don't, it's not going to bother me. The fact is, these games are normal games, so it's not any extra work outside of a few Vegas games, fam. Yes, though, this, fam, NYC is on point. The Hornets, man, you can't take them lightly. Can't take any team. LaMelo Ball had 37, I think. Been balling out. He played well against us, too. So, yeah, this will be Charlotte's... this will be the third game against Charlotte for this season. So, we're comfortable with them. We're used to what they're showing us. We can handle them easily, I feel. But you can't take them lightly. So, yeah, Knicks 26 champs. What's good, fam? Give us your grades for tonight. IQ got the game ball. Brunson got an A. And I gave Tibbs a B+. For an adjustment in the fourth. But definitely, I think the New York Knicks third quarter is still, it's still concerning. We pulled this one out. The story is the Knicks had too much firepower late. But we got to execute for 4 quarters better. I think a better team, and we're going to lose this one. I'm talking about the Bucks, the Magic, maybe the Pacers, guys that can run up the score on us in the fourth, and it's going to make the comeback more difficult. Yeah, but the Heat run out of legs. Bam Adebayo is not a guy that's going to create a whole lot of offense. Also, Kyle Lowry's aging, They kept talking about his age, 37. Give the man's a break. He's actually putting in overtime compared to some of those other guys. But Jimmy missed late, missed the final buzzer beater, and it wasn't to be. New York Knicks took the chocolates home tonight in this NBA Cup in-season tournament. And the adjustment, that's why I gave Tibbs the B+, fam. Knicks made their comeback after they sat Randle. Yep. Tonight Randle just didn't have it going. And I've said this a lot, but even if we win, we can't always have like 5 guys play well. We give out these grades not because we want to sink the boot into any particular Knick. We want to see every player thrive. It's just you got to judge fairly, and critique where these guys can be better at, and also shout out and give props to where guys did do well at, and executed down the stretch. And I really like what the guys did on the floor late. We kept the Miami Heat basically to an 11-point fourth quarter. Let that sink in. 29-11 fourth quarter. That was huge, right? To hold the Heat, who blitzed us in the third, to just 11 points in the fourth. Eric Spoelstra, could it be that he's going to get a lot of heat after losing this game, tonight? We've talked about the standings and all of that. The Knicks are now only half a game behind the Heat for 5th spot. And I look at this stretch coming up. We're potentially looking at Kevin Durant not playing against Phoenix. And then we've got Charlotte. This is all at MSG, by the way. This ain't on the road no more. We're back for home cooking, baby. And we've got Thanksgiving leftovers as well. And then we've got Charlotte and then Detroit with a lot of motivation to get on a run. Yeah, and catch some of these guys, because it's looking good for the NBA Cup. Like I said, if we win big, but the regular season, fam, can't take any of these teams lightly. As Orlando, Indiana, and a lot of these guys are coming. Yeah, as we see there, we've got the Celtics, the Magic, early season success story. I'm not surprised, because I predicted the Magic would make the play-in. I didn't expect them to be this high, but it's still early. I think they've still got some flaws. They're still young. I think Paolo and Franz are nice, but they still need another go-to guy. So I do expect the Magic to come down. And remember, the Knicks have had one of the toughest schedules to start the year, and I'm sure some of these teams have had one of the easiest starts to the year as well, fam. So we have to take that into consideration, as well as the slower start for some of these guys. But we're now clicking in terms of some of our bigger guns: Jalen Brunson, Emanuel Quickley, Mitchell Robinson, iHeart, and Julius Randle has been up and down a little. After a slow start, bounced back, and then has regressed a little. And then RJ Barrett's been fairly consistent, been the second most consistent Knick for the season. But yeah, the way Brunson's closing, right? He did it in the playoffs, and it's no surprise, man. When you need him, you call Jalen Brunson, man, and he's going to deliver in spades. Let's lap it up, some of these highlights, and we'll continue to shout people out, fam. So let's get these
highlights rolling. Yeah, and we'll continue to shout out the chat and enjoy this big win, fam. Big win as the New York Knicks beat their arch rival, the Miami Heat. And it's so satisfying to do it from an epic comeback win with Jalen Brunson step back there, and key stops, like stop on Jimmy Butler, stop on Bam Adebayo, and also getting out on the break and getting steals, but bullying them late as well. RJ Barrett getting to the line, Brunson getting to the line, and IQ swishing and dishing, fam. Yeah, unbelievable, man. Fourth quarter, 29-11 in that fourth, man. What a run. I mean, like I said, this will go down as one of the most classic wins of the season. It's the most classic win so far. But even if the Knicks, finish 50 games this year, I'm sure this is going to be we'll look back and say this was one of the best wins of the year, man. It's not every day you come back from 20 down, fam, with a huge fourth, fam. Yeah, I'm not ruling anything out, man. RJ an all-star this season. I think it's early to look around the East and what other people are doing, but just what I'm seeing from RJ Barrett, the three games he missed was disappointing that he missed those ones. But when he has played, he's been consistent. Defensively, he's a lot better. I think he's definitely an MIP candidate, and I think as the season goes, yeah, there might be some all-star buzz as we get closer to that halfway point now, as the New York Knicks are 9-6 after 15 games, fam. Now, we gave out the grades, but I also want to pull up these stats as well for the season, and some of you may not have seen it, and I don't have the most up-to-date ones, but after 13 games. So we've played 15 games now. And after 13 games, the New York Knicks were first in opponents' points per game. Tonight we held the Heat to 98. So that in this modern NBA, that's like gold. We see Indiana putting up 150. We see teams putting up 130 for fun. And we're keeping the Heat to 98. Now, we are 30th in pace Tonight we were slow on the fast break, but fifth in defensive rating, right? First in defensive rebound percentage, ninth in opponents' fast break points. So, how many fast break points did they get tonight? The Heat got 18 fast break points. So yeah, we did let slip. We did let slip a little bit there, as well. But you can't have it all, you know. We're 21st in points per game after 13 games. Tonight only 100 points, so we might slide a little bit there. We're first in opponent point second chances. Now tonight we're obviously gobbling up all of the rebounds. Another big rebounding night with our 54 boards as well. So yeah, another reason Mitchell Robinson has been one of my biggest Knicks for the season so far. And yeah, if we're giving grades for the season so far, this is what I'm going to do, right? So, first guy up, in terms of best Knick of the season so far, Mitchell Robinson at the very top, A+ for the season so far. After 15 games, the Knicks are right where we need to be. 9-6 on the season after 15, 3 games above 500 with the toughest schedule. Think about that. The toughest schedule with 4 back-to-backs already. And then we also consider, fam, that we have the easiest amount of less back-to-backs for the rest of the year, fam. Now, next Knick, in terms of best Knick for the season, has been this man. 5th year bully Barrett, I'm calling him now. 5th year bully Barrett so far. Didn't have an amazing game tonight, but he did step up in big moments as well. Did miss the 3 games with the migraine, but if we're grading RJ Barrett's season so far, it could be an A or it could be an A+, but I'm going to keep it at an A+ as well for RJ Barrett's season thus far. Not tonight, but on the season so far. It's big time. Buzzer beater, what's good? Yeah, he's got tough competition, RJ does, for All-Star, but you go with A- for Mitch because he needs to make those free throws. Yeah, I can feel you 100% on that. 100%. Disappointing. Mitch I think he went 1 of 4 tonight from the line. So let's double check that. How much did he go for? Mitch went 1 of 4. Yep, from the line, 25%. So yeah, man. It looked good early, but it's disappointing that not much has changed with the free throws. You know, and when you really look at his form, it's not like anything's really changed drastically. You know, in his form. So with that said, you know, I think we're just going to hope that he splits the free throws, or if they do Hacker Mitch, that he takes him out. I think he might have to take him out later in some games. Now, tonight Mitch was in foul trouble early, so he kind of just lost some momentum. You know, but I really, really appreciate his defense. And yeah, he's been an A+ on the season so far. But the next guy, man, Jalen Brunson's coming thick and fast. Talking about a guy who is stepping up late, big time, you know, playing like that all-star that we need. Yeah, he's a guy who really is stepping up, playing like that all-star that we need. So yeah, there's the gold star for Jalen Brunson. Right, outside of Mitch and RJ's been the most consistent Knick, the 3rd most consistent Knick with a slow start. And on the season, B+ so far for the season with Jalen Brunson, but he's going to start racking these up right now. The Eastern Conference Players of the Week, and that's what's going to help him get in that All-Star consideration when we're talking about guys, you know, national media, you know, thinking about, okay, who should I vote for?
And like I said, man, I hope they don't put a guy like DeMar DeRozan in there, fam. Yep. Yeah, the Magic are good, fam. Tony Yayo's in the chat, fam. What's good? Knicks won, yeah. Epic comeback and a huge game from late, from Quickley, from Brunson, and from Barrett stepping up. And we won on the defensive side. But yeah, college heads, what's good? Salute. And I will be breaking down we'll be breaking down all the prospects too as we head into draft season. So don't go nowhere with that. I've had the chance to meet Alex Sarr and interview him, potentially the number 1 overall draft pick. He's playing down here. This year, this draft class, this college class is really wide open. And I think with the Knicks draft selections, there's a lot we can do, fam. With that said, let me pull up the Knicks draft capital, as we've also spoken on this previously. But just to give you guys an idea, the Knicks will have the Dallas pick. Dallas are way too good for that pick to not convey. So we're at least going to get our first round pick, Dallas's first round pick. It's probably going to be in the 20s. Our one is probably going to be in the 20s as well. But if you buy into some Dallas regression, potentially a better pick. And then Washington's won't convey, but we have a couple of nice second rounders this year as well. With Utah, Cleveland, the better of those two will come to us. And let's be honest, we know Utah, it's going to be a good second round pick because Utah is going to be near the bottom. And then Detroit, we know that hella yeah, they're down the bottom as well. So the New York Knicks could have 2 second round picks that are right on the fringe of the first round, as well as our own first round picks and Dallas's as well. So, man, if we do want to make an all-in move at the deadline or on draft night or in the off season, best believe Leon is ready. I think he's gonna do something with that, and I think he's definitely gonna have these opportunities to move these picks if he wants, right, to get a real difference maker, maybe even move up, right. Think about if there's an awesome prospect in the maybe in the teens, and we can package a couple of those first to move up, or the firsts in a couple of seconds, and we can maybe move up as well. But we'll talk about it as the season progresses, fam. Yeah, the biggest thing is that we're lapping up this huge win on a night like this. All you can do is just but celebrate, right, against our arch rivals, fam. Buzzer says RJ Barrett gets the B+. Needs to take over games, but improved defense. Yeah, I can ride with that. I think RJ Barrett, for me, just the fact that I'm more giddy tonight, and RJ Barrett's been consistent offensively. But in terms of taking over games, I think it's going to require either Brunson to be more of a facilitator or Randle to be more of a facilitator as well. With that said, but yeah, the ability's there. Like tonight, he got to the cup when we needed, and that was critical, right? And I like Barrett's ability to get to the line, right? Looking at some notes, right? Why did the Knicks have a lead at halftime, right? Well, we shot only 2 free throws in the first quarter, but in the second quarter we shot 8 free throws. We shot 10 free throws at the half in the first half. And we weren't playing very well in the first half, but that was what was helping our offense a little more. And a guy like RJ Barrett gets us to that line. He can draw contact as well. So that's what we needed, And like I said, at the half, we were shooting 50% from the field. The Heat were shooting 41%. So you take out the third quarter, the New York Knicks were the better team tonight, like for 3 quarters. The first half was an arm wrestle, but the New York Knicks were shooting better. They were rebounding better. It just didn't look pretty. But yeah, the New York Knicks have the ability now to win games when it's not pretty. And that's what's key, right? Also getting stops, steals like this, with Hart running the break as well. And I like this assist and another big can from RJ Barrett deep as John Stewart and the courtside Knicks fam was going crazy. Hart didn't take on Kyle Lowry there. That was a good move. Was just surveying the floor and waiting for the right opportunity to get the three ball. But shout out to RJ Barrett for running the lane. There he does relocate. You see, he sees Bam. He sees Bam in the paint, and he doesn't want any part of that. So he relocates as well. But he runs the floor hard there with Hart, with iHeart. So yeah, really good finish to the game from IQ, from Barrett, and from Brunson tonight. But like I said, man, I'm going to give play of the game to iHeart for this crazy chase down block. You know, and that, we don't know, that may have put it to what, 22, the lead, or whatever the score was at that point. That would have changed things a lot, you know, and players do give up on plays like that, you know. Talking about other teams, you know, that people don't blink an eye if a player gives up on a hustle play like that late, you know, when the game's like, what, 20 plus, right? Fast break transition. But no, iHeart had other ideas, fam. Didn't even foul as well. And yeah, that changed the game. Quickly from the deep range, stepped into that big time, fam. As the streets are buzzing, definitely, with Vaughn in the chat. Jerry, salute. If you're enjoying the show, appreciate you. Support, smash that like button. We got the streets buzzing. New York Knicks Nation, orange and blue. It's what we do, fam. And yeah, we gave out grades. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Replay squad. Yeah, game ball. Let us know. But yeah, we continue to shout the chat out, and we'll wrap this thing up. And I'll be ready on a Sunday night where we might take on the Phoenix Suns without KD. That's an earlier tip, fam. I think that's a 6 p.m. tip as well. So that's good. I like the earlier tips. Not the matinees, but the earlier tips. 6 p.m. as well. The players and us, we can all enjoy after that. And have a late dinner. All of that. Pour us a drink tonight if you're saluting. As the New York Knicks are 3 games over 500. And despite 18 turnovers, the highest of the year, the New York Knicks were able to prevail, fam. And I'm talking the New York Knicks have been one of the best teams at taking care of the ball. As we see, in turnovers, right, after 13 games, the New York Knicks were, where are we at in the turnovers? I'm trying to find it. We're definitely we're doing well. We're taking care of the ball. 10th in offensive rating, and 5th in turnovers, turnovers per game after 13 games. Tonight, that's going to send it back up. But I'm looking at the sample size. You know, the Knicks have been solid at taking care of the ball, I think. And so far, it's been a big tick for these double point guard lineups, fam. We talked about it with Tom Tibbs, and we'll bring up Tibbs again, right? To me, I'm not always feeling generous when it comes to Tibbs, but B+ for tonight. He let Emanuel Quickley cook together with Jalen Brunson, and that allowed us to just get the offense we needed, you know, without turning the ball over. And I love those double point guard lineups as well. So, what do you guys think? Buzzer says, CT, where do you rank this game among all NBA games this season? All of them in terms of non-New York Knicks as well. I'm going to assume you mean all of the games across the board. But yeah, this has got to be up there with top 5. I feel top 5 of the craziest games so far. I do like the Charlotte Boston one the other night, double overtime. Shout out to the Charlotte Hornets again, although not when they play us, you know, they're easy beats, but when they're beating the Boston Celtics, that's a feel good vibe for him. With that said, man, I really feel like the Charlotte Hornets will beat them at home, and we'll move into this NBA Cup situation looking pretty. fam. So on that note, man, I'm glad you reminded me, because I realise we've not looked at the game action tonight, and what else has happened. So I'm going to pull that one up right now, because we've got some action happening with some games still live, fam. So as we get this on screen, fam. So we've got some West Group C action right now. The San Antonio Spurs beating the Warriors, who are slumping at 7-9 right now. The Spurs headed for the lottery, of course, but that's intriguing. Right now we've got the Pelicans on a mini tear. Let's see if they can overcome the Clippers. That might surprise a lot of people. Thankfully, the Orlando Magic, no longer the Orlando Tragic, beat the Boston Celtics to send them at 12-4, even the playing field in this East as well. So that's beautiful. Beautiful for us from the perspective of, I don't want to see the Celtics run away with it. But I'm also leery that the Orlando Magic are coming. 11-5, you got to salute them. But as I said, you never know what schedule these teams have had. The New York Knicks have had the most difficult schedule. So let's see till we play them, fam. And the Phoenix Suns beat the Grizz, who are in dire need of Ja Morant to come back. The Raptors at 500, two teams that I predicted to miss the play-in, both of them battling it out. And then we have it once again, ladies and gentlemen, the epic come-from-behind win from the New York Knicks, defeating the Miami Heat by 2 points to send us 9-6 on the season, and the Heat 10-6 on the season. We're just half a game back. So tonight was legendary, really. We'll talk about it for the remainder of the season, this kind of win as well, and the magnitude it had. So yeah, this has definitely been the best win of the year, right? And then in terms of catching the Heat as well, sending them back down to earth, the Kings picked up another huge win over the streaking Timberwolves. And then the Bucks, who aren't looking as strong right now. We're not that far off the Bucks. They're at 11-5. The Wizards and the Pistons, man, they're going to battle it out for worst of the East. And then the Rockets send the Nuggets to 10-6. So the Rockets are really on the come up as well. They made some solid upgrades. And then another young team on the come up, Indiana, as well. It's really going to be interesting to see, fam, when we play Indiana and against Orlando. Two teams that might even be better than the Heat if we're keeping it in a buck, fam. So we take another look at the East before we get out of here. Right, the Celtics, Magic, Bucks, Sixers, Heat, New York Knicks in the firm playoff spot. And then, the Pacers are on our tail. But the key point is, again, I mentioned the Knicks have had the toughest schedule to start the year, 4 back-to-backs in the first 13 games, which is asinine. But we've come through it unscathed. We're healthy, and we're surging right now off a galvanizing comeback win to go 9-6. We can really catch the Heat and the Sixers right now. Hopefully we play the Sixers soon. And the Bucks, I think at full strength, we can definitely make a huge play right now. But Phoenix, Charlotte, Detroit, I'm feeling like we're going to win all of them, fam. To die for a saying, Suns are going to be our digestive Thanksgiving system as we continue to roll, baby. Yet no doubt about it, fam. Feeling the optimism. Yep. Michael says CT Grimes need to be more physical in games, and he needs more touches. I agree with all of those points. Definitely. It's early in the season, so I'm not giving up on Grimes in the starting lineup. But I want to see improvement. I want to see improvement in his aggression. And like you said, be more physical offensively.
He definitely gets a pass because he's been great defensively and the glue of our starting lineup. Talking about the Knicks being a ranking percentage at 4th in the league in net rating, and we're 5th in defensive rating after 13 games. We're not that good without Quentin Grimes. But on the other side, offensively, we'd love to see a little more from Grimes. But the beautiful thing is now we made upgrade. We got Devo, and we got Quickley, who can come in and switch it up and be aggressive. Be that aggressive that those guys aren't. But I definitely feel you on that. I want to see Grimes be more aggressive, more physical, and not be as streaky. Offensively, he's super streaky, as well as Dante has been. But yeah, our 3-point shooting as a team had been really, really good. It's regressing to being decent. Let's see where it goes. Obviously tonight, we didn't shoot the 3 ball great. As I pull up the 3-point percentage again. Tonight we shot 34%, which isn't as bad as I thought. 34.5%. On the lowly, the Heat were 27% from deep. And we were 48% from the field, which is good. That's going to get that field goal percentage up more as well, fam. Which is what we need, right? Because, again, after 13 games, we were 27th in the league in our field goal percentage. So that is going to come up, fam. But, yeah, great to be 3 games over 500 with such a tough schedule. Great to pick up a galvanizing win on the road, at home. And of course, we shouted out our heroes, gave them grades, and we'll continue to provide coverage this season. Appreciate everyone for rocking out tonight. It's been just such a crazy win on Thanksgiving, but we took care of business, fam. As New York Knicks Nation in the Garden went crazy with some of these plays. We've got to give the court a rating before we get out of here. What did you guys think of the court? Right, I love the uniforms. So the uniforms, aside from the New York not being solid, I could give it a B+ for these City Edition uniforms. They've definitely been the best in a couple of years now. But the court, it's not as bad as I thought. The orange ain't that bright. Maybe they did have to dull it down on the TV a little more, but Buzzer gives it a B+. Yep. To Die For goes B for the court, fam. And remember, the New York Knicks wanted it to be grey, but the NBA stepped in and said, "Hey, we want you to rep your real colours. We want you to rep New York City, and the orange it is, fam." So yeah, it definitely ain't as bad as the Bulls, man. All red. That was blinding, and definitely better than the Pacers, which is an ugly one. Better than the Celtics as well. I'm feeling it. Yeah, Knicks 26 champ says B as well. What would you guys think if it was reverse? If the orange was blue and the blue was orange, would you feel that more? I think we've had the blue paint before as well, and we've had orange paint. But yeah, the whole court being orange kind of is that throwback, to when the entire court was orange. But yeah, we huge plays of the game. This was another big layup from Barrett. They had no rim protection at that point, you see, and he took it strong. So Julius actually took the attention away as well, and the help defense came too late as a RJ Barrett, who's for me has been an A+ for the season so far as well. So yeah, look forward to this Phoenix game, fam. But yeah, after tonight, huge win, come from behind, epic, man. One of the best comebacks in my New York Knicks fandom against the best team to do a comeback on, the Heat, right? As for now, we get revenge on them, and we move ahead this season, right? This season's very, very young. Knicks Nation, stand up. Orange and blue skies, salute. absolute poor one for us, fam. And hope to see you all post-game live against Phoenix. And enjoy this one, man. Lap it up. And we deserve it. Tonight was a 2-game swing for me. And I'm feeling great after this. And Knicks Nation, this season's been a good start. 3 games over 500 with a tough schedule. And I think we're not playing our best basketball. You know, we're still maybe in the 4th gear, 3rd gear, sometimes 4th gear, sometimes. But tonight, fortunately, we hit the 4th gear late as well to pull off this big win, 100-98. And CT, the chat, peace. We out.